we are going to start with the shape of the palm. And this is your most important talent. You actually have a combination of two different palms. You have a square palm. And when you have a square palm, it means that you're an active person. It means that you're practical. Now, let me pull up this other image. You also have, oops, let's get that clicked. You also have what we call a conic palm. That's where that's a little bit wider at the bottom and then it tapers up here. This is actually a musician's hand. So you didn't say if you had any musical talent or not in there, but if you do anything musically, you have a natural talent for it. Okay, let's pull up this other right hand image. We are going to take a look at the fingertips. This is your personality. This is who you are. And you actually have a combination of two different types of fingertips. You have round fingertips, which means you're intuitive, quick, you're compassionate. You would do really well in the health field. Let's see. Let's take a look at your information and see what your occupation is. A QC manager. Well, I don't know what that is, if that's in the health field or not, but if it is, you're in the right field. Now, you also have some pointed fingertips. And when you have a pointed fingertip, that means you like fine things. A lot of collectors have these type of fingertips. It means you're sensitive, you're diplomatic, you're a little impractical sometimes. So generally when you have both of those type of attributes, it means that you can be practical most of the time, but sometimes you can be very impractical. You got a little hint of that in your personality. Okay, we're going to take a look at your finger lengths. And this is also your talents and your abilities. And let's pull up this image right here. This will give us a little better idea. Now, short fingers mean one thing, long fingers mean another. Nobody gets shorted. Everybody has talents and abilities. So as we take a look at the thumb here first, we want to come up here. We want to draw an imaginary line on this index finger to measure that thumb. And as we take a look at that, you can see that that's just a little bit short of that line. And when that's short, what that means is that you work well with numbers. Now, not math. You don't count math because math is a learned skill. But that helps you in math because you remember numbers, you know how they work, you can keep numbers in your head like dates and times and different things like that. It means that you work very well with numbers. Okay, now as we take a look at this index finger, this is the Jupiter finger. This is actually your boss finger. When you have a long finger like this, it means that you're the boss. Teachers, diplomats, politicians, people that run companies or are managers or supervisors have long fingers. Now, how we measure that is we look on this Saturn finger or this middle finger, and we draw that imaginary line about halfway, and it looks like you've got that long finger. So whatever you do, whether you own your own business or if you work for somebody else, you make a good boss because you've got that boss finger. Alright, we're going to take a look at this middle finger here. You want that finger to be at least 3/4 the length of that palm. And if it is, that means it's a long finger. Now as we take a look at your Saturn finger or your business finger, it's about average. It's not super long, it's not super short. So you'd have the two different aspects with that finger. It means that you'd do well in business. Let's say you owned your own business. Now, if you ran somebody else's business, you know how to run people's, or you know how to make money. You know how to do business. You know how to take care of that bottom line. But you're also a very compassionate person. So it means that you do care for other people and how they're getting along in life. So you treat them fair and making sure that that people are dealt with in the correct manner. And you've got that compassion. And we'd seen that compassion in your other fingers there too. Always take a look at your personality. Okay, let's take a look at this ring finger here. This is the sun finger, or the finger of Apollo. And this is actually your right brain thinking. This is your creativity. And as we draw that line on that, we compare that to that Saturn finger again. We draw that line right down the middle. Look how long that finger is. So it means you're a very creative person. And you use that right brain and the creativity very well. Okay, let's take a look at this pinky finger. This is your left brain, or your scholarly finger. And you've got about an average finger there. And what this has to do, generally if it's a really long finger, it means that you're a very studious person, that you like to study when you're learning things. If it was short, you're more of a hands-on person. And yours is about average, so you don't mind learning from books, but you really kind of like to get in there and get your hands dirty and learn by doing.